Tents and rocks, their only refuge. The Sweida camp on the outskirts of Marib currently shelters 90,000 Yemenis. In summer, the temperature can reach above 50 degrees.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum Allah.
A retired soldier, Ali arrived here 7 years ago. A UN program allows him to earn a bit of money, around $120 to $150 for 2 weeks' work.
The project only lasts for 4 months. It's not permanent. How am I supposed to feed my children? Any money I earn, I use to pay off my debts. There's no regular salary. My children go to work every day selling water. With that money, we buy yogurt. Only God knows our situation.
Ali is one of the 4 million people displaced by the civil war that began in 2014, 1/8 of the entire Yemeni population. A year later, the Houthi rebels, a Shiite minority from the north of the country, took control of the capital, Sana'a. Today, the rebels, not recognized by the international community, control a territory that includes the main mountainous areas of the country and a large part of its access to the Red Sea. 70% of the population now lives under Houthi rule. Marib, in government-controlled territory, has become a refuge for over 2 million people. Ali now lives in this tent with his wife and 6 children.
Living under Houthi control is impossible. I never thought I'd become displaced one day. We used to think we were safe on our land, in our home. We're tired of this situation. We just want to go back home.
A few hundred meters away is the camp's only hospital, which also serves as a maternity ward.
As you can see, this is where the incubators are, and we have 2 of them. This child has just been born by cesarean section. We're putting him under observation for 24 hours.
This baby may be healthy, but it's not the case for all newborns. Because of the precarious situation in Sweida, many children are malnourished.
They live in extreme heat, in tents, and are affected by everything, dust, allergies. They're traumatized. We receive reports of children wetting their beds as a result of the situation in the camps and the war. Many suffer from malnutrition. Some children are born weighing 1 or 1.5 kilograms.
Faced with the massive influx of displaced people arriving from 2015, the Marib Governorate set up its own office for humanitarian aid. Just like their international partners, they are now sounding the alarm.
We need around $4,000 to $5,000 per person for basic things, like food and shelter. On top of that, we have ongoing needs like healthcare and education.
Ongoing needs for displaced people who've become a semi-permanent fixture in Marib. As long as the civil war continues, they won't leave. Some are even managing to grow their businesses.
How are you?
Displaced from Sana'a, Mohammed imports fabric from India to sell to the city's wealthier residents.
This type of mawaz is called a salatin, in reference to the sultans. You can only find them in our stores.
He now has 2 stores, but is facing difficulties due to the war.
I have to spend a lot of money. For example, something worth between $20,000 and $30,000 cost me around $10,000 between checkpoints, taxes, customs and duties. This affects us a great deal. The main reason for these high prices is transport within the country. There used to be no checkpoints, only customs at the port of Aden.
After 9 years of war, Yemen is a devastated country. While peace negotiations are currently taking place in Saudi Arabia, 2/3 of the population is facing a humanitarian emergency. Addressing it will require $4.3 billion, according to the UN. Less than 1/3 of that amount has been raised so far.